Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Islamic or Sharia law, rumors and miscellaneous commandments. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rumors. Don't spread rumors. Whenever you hear something which concerns your collective life, communicate it to the appropriate authorities so as to make them reach a correct conclusion after proper investigation. As said in Ayah 4-83, when there comes to them some matter touching public safety or fear, they divulged it. They divulge it. Although their attachment and obedience to the divine system requires that they had only referred it to Wasallam, that is the central authority, or those charged with authority amongst them, that is officers of lower ranks. In case they refer it to them, the specialists could verify and ascertain the truth. At yet another place, it is said in Ayah 49-6, O you who believe, if a mischief maker comes to you with any news, ascertain the truth, lest you should harm people unknowingly and afterwards have to feel ashamed for what you have done. 2. When you hear a rumor against somebody, your first reaction ought to be that it is a calumny. In Surah An-Nur, 24th chapter of the Quran, an event has been mentioned concerning a noble, chaste lady, about what somebody started a rumor which got spread in the society, as said in Ayah 24-12. When you heard it, why did you not react with a favorable view and declare it as a clear calumny? Why did not believers, men and women, when they heard of the affair, thought good of your own fold and said it's a manifest calumny? It was further said in Ayah 24-15 and 16, when you received it on your tongues and spoke with your mouths that of which you had no knowledge, and you deemed it a trifle, while with Allah it was serious. And why did you not, when you heard it, say, it beseems us not to talk of it? Glory be to thee. This is a great calumny. Miscellaneous. A. Persecution. Unlawful persecution is a crime, as said in Ayah 33-58. Those who molest believing men and women undeservedly bear on themselves a calumny and a glaring sin. At yet another place, it is said in Ayah 85-10, those who persecute or draw into temptation the believing men and women and retract not from their practice will have a burning chastisement of hell, the chastisement that will burn everything they possess to ashes. It's apparent that persecution includes both physical as well as mental molestation. The mental vexation is even more worse than the physical torture. B. Tyranny and excess. A comprehensive list of all that can be called tyranny or oppression cannot be prepared. As a matter of principle, it may be said that anything against the divine law comes under oppression. In fact, this word means to put a thing at a place where it does not belong. This makes the purport of this word much wider. It is the duty of an Islamic state to provide protection for the oppressed and take upon itself the responsibility of the redress of their grievances. It is said in Surah Bani Israel, 17th chapter of the Quran, as said in Ayah 17-33. If anyone is slain wrongfully, the murderer should not think that there is nobody to stand by the ears of the one murdered, and therefore he shall not be called to account for the crime. To provide protection for the heirs, we have made the Islamic rule authoritative and prevailing. This rule itself shall provide protection to the heirs of the slain person. Although this verse is related to murder, it shall be applicable to all sort of oppressions. If the government itself is the oppressor, the redress of grievances should be arranged through the judiciary. Justice ought to be provided cost for free, because providing redress of the grievances is a duty of the state, and as such the state cannot ask for remuneration from the oppressed in providing him the redress of his grievances. See, conspiracy and secret counseling. Secret counsels for unlawful matters and conspiracies are a crime, as said in Ayah 58-9. O you who believe, when you hold councils, do it not for criminal activities against the divine order, but always do it to achieve ends in conformity to the divine law. In short, in whatever you do, your aim should be obedience of the divine law, because the divine system should always remain the focus of your activities. D. The mutual reciprocal relations of individuals in the society. Believers are a single brotherhood, as said in Ayah 49-10. The believers are but a single brotherhood, so reconcile between your two contending brothers. While doing so, do not forget that both of them are your brethren, and your decision should be according to the divine law without any favor or bias. This shall enable your society to become worthy of Allah's favors. If at any time conflict between any two factions of the Mu'mineen reaches at a stage of actual fighting, even then make peace amongst them. And if one commits excesses, call him to account, as said in Ayah 49-9. If, unfortunately, at any time two parties among the believers start fighting each other, intervene to bring them to make peace. But if one of them transgresses bounds against the other, then you should all fight against the one who transgresses, until it reverts to abiding by the decision made in accordance with the divine law. So if he complies, then make peace between them with justice and be fair, for Allah loveth those who are fair, are just. Ladies and gentlemen, here I'll like to end this session. So let's very repentfully and remorsefully, with sincere intentions, pray from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He grants us the wisdom to learn Holy Quran and to learn Sharia and Islamic law, and gives us strength and courage to apply it upon us, our families, societies, countries, and world as a whole. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be our best guide and protector, and bestow upon us what is best suited for us. Ladies and gentlemen, please take care of yourselves, your kith and kins, and your environment as a whole. Inshallah. Till next session. Allah Hafiz.